Get strong.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Handstandtalk. And today we have an international invitation. And her name is BRANDY PATTERSON. She's a CrossFit athlete, CrossFit coach, school teacher. What more? We are going to discover on this episode. BRANDY, first of all, thank you for accepting the challenge to participating on this podcast and to tell us a little bit about yourself and your story.
Well, thank you for having me. I feel like very honored to be here, actually.
Thank you. For me, it's an honor as well to have you on the podcast, because as we were speaking of, and you were one of my first few followers, because when I started the page, I went to Tia to Me fan page, and there was someone posting like, oh, if you have share your page and we will follow each other, like creating a community. And then I shared my my podcast to hear all of you, and you will be the first of that group that is coming to the podcast.
Hey, I remember when that happened. It was during like the beginning of COVID.
Yes.
So all the gyms were shut down. And so I think that was like our way of like keeping that sense of community within CrossFit, is like being in that group and like sharing our social information so that we could still help each other stay fit during that time.
Yes, it was very good, and the workouts that were shared there were very helpful as well. So it was a bad and a good time at the same time.
Yeah, we made the best of it.
Of course. BRANDY, tell us a little bit about yourself. What sports did you play as a child, and until you discovered CrossFit?
Okay, so when I was growing up, I was in little league sports like softball. That's like 4 years old, and really I only did that for a year, maybe 2 years, and I wasn't really in many sports after that. My mom was a single mom, so she, having a job and trying to raise my brother and I, she couldn't have us in a lot of activities. So it wasn't until 7th grade in school they made you be in athletics. And so I did volleyball and I was on the B team. I did basketball and I was on the B team. If there was a C team, I would have been on that. I did not do basketball very well. And then track, which I really enjoyed running, but
Really?
I never got to compete. So, and then in high school, they made us choose between being in band and playing an instrument or being in sports. And because I wasn't very good at sports earlier, I chose to play an instrument. So I played clarinet, and
Yes.
yeah. So I was not very athletic.
Athletic was not your strength at the moment, at the time.
No.
So now that because I at least for me, from a very small European country as Portugal is, and here we don't have a lot of athletic culture as a child, or besides soccer and basketball. I play basketball, and besides that, on school, I don't think that we have a lot of support or a lot of incentivation to do strength workouts and stuff like that. And the image that I have from the United States is that you start earlier than us, even in school.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think that's probably why I was so terrible at sports, because a lot of my peers did start way younger, and um, their parents pushed them from a young age to be good at their sports. And so when I was forced to play sports, I didn't understand the rules. It was overwhelming. And so that's why I like the sport of CrossFit or the sport of fitness, because the rules are pretty clear. You either do the rep correctly or you don't. And if you don't, then you're only hurting yourself. You're not getting the workout that you're intending to get.
Of course. And when did you start looking at sports as a way of living, or not as a way of living, as a lifestyle?
You mean, how did I find CrossFit? Is that
before or before CrossFit, or when did you find CrossFit? Of course. Where did you went to a gym, for example, before you went to a CrossFit gym?
So I tried a lot of different ways to exercise. I never really knew how to exercise. If I were to walk into a gym and they have all these weird machines, I was like having to read the directions, and then I'm like, how many times do I do this? How quickly do I do this? Like, I never understood how to exercise. I did some in-home videos through a company, and I enjoyed that for a while, but kind of plateaued. And then my diet, I felt like, so I was raised to believe that women are supposed to be skinny. And so I was like, well, how do you get skinny? You don't eat food. And so I would try to eat very little food, or like no carbs, or, like all the wrong things. I have done all the wrong things and I didn't get anywhere. I didn't make any progress. And it wasn't until I found CrossFit that I learned how to exercise in a healthy way and how to eat and have a healthy relationship with food.
For sure. Carbs are not enemies.
Right.
You really need carbs to do CrossFit, especially.
Yes, you need the energy. I tell my friends, I'm like, food is fuel. I'm not the best cook, but I'm not eating it for flavor. I'm eating it for fuel. So it's okay.
Oh, I was for you when you found, how did you found CrossFit?
Okay, so I was doing those in-home workouts, but right across the street from my house, the CrossFit gym opened, and I could see people, like, I would watch out the window and I could see people lifting these barbells and like throwing them down on the ground, and I would see them running up and down the street. And at first I was like, I don't know how to do that. That's crazy. And
Crazy
then the
people.
more I watched, right? The more I watched, I was like, I need to be doing that. Like, these people look great, but they didn't look like elite athletes. They looked like healthy, normal people. And I was kind of like, and different shapes and sizes too. And I was like, if this person can do it and this person can do it, I can at least try it. So one day I just walked across the street and I was like, hi, I'm Brandy. I don't know how to do any of this, but I was wondering if I could try. I thought, they're either going to be like, she's crazy, get out of here, or they would teach me. And luckily they were like, yeah, we'll show you everything you need to know. And so I fell in love with it on the first day. I had to scale so much. It was supposed to be power cleans and burpees over the bar. And he had me do med ball cleans and push-ups on my knees. And so I've come a long way since then, but we all start somewhere.
Of course. Amazing. And now look at you, right? No?
Yeah.
Amazing. And you fell in love with the CrossFit, and how did you start working out? From that day, did you start going every day, or at the beginning you were like, oh, let's scale this like two times a week or one time a week?
So it was literally love from the first day. Like, I was like, I'm gonna be back tomorrow, and then I came back the next day. I had a free week, so I wanted to take advantage of that, but it wasn't even the third day where I was already like, sign me up for the unlimited membership. Like, I want to be here all the time. And it was that sense of, I could already tell I was getting better. And I got addicted to that feeling of putting in work and seeing the results, where like I couldn't run 400 meters without walking. And now I can run, you know, a 5K or maybe probably more. So just seeing those gradual things, like I never thought I could do a pull up. Now I can do a muscle up. And I just never in my wildest dreams thought I would be doing these things. But every day I was like, how can I get better? And I would stay after the workouts and ask the coach, like, hey, how could I have done better in today's workout? Like, I know I took some rest, but, and he would be like, well, you're saying it. I would be like, should I take less rest? He's like, yes. Or I would ask him, like, should I lift more? And he would say, well, yeah, if you can.
But, did you have that feeling that some people have at the beginning? Is like you were doing med ball cleans, and you were looking beside you or to the colleague after, and they were like with a barbell with big weights on top of it. Have you felt, I want to start doing like more heavy weights, or were you able to control yourself to scale a little bit more, or did you try immediately, let's go to the bar?
Well, I leaned on my coach a lot because I trusted him to push me, but to not let me hurt myself. And so I would always ask him, should I be scaling, or should I try something heavier today? And like I said, I trusted his advice, and he wouldn't let me slack. Like if he thought I could do more weight, he would bring the weight and put it on my bar for me. So I think I just got really lucky to have found a gym with such a great coach.
What was the worst, or where did you felt worst on CrossFit training? On the cardio or heavy weights?
Well, it was my second week, and we had to do Karen, and that's 150 wall balls. And I hated wall balls because, you know, you're using your whole body for that. And it was supposed to be a 14-pound ball, but it was my second week, so I did the 10-pound ball. And it was my first workout before work. Normally I would work out in the afternoons, but I was like, well, I'll get my workout in before I go to school and teach. And it was my first morning, and
7 a.m. club?
It was like 6 a.m. I mean, it was still dark outside, and I was in the corner doing these wall balls, and there was another lady there, and she's a little older than I am, but she had been doing it longer. And so she finished up her 150 wall balls and she left. And I was still over there throwing the wall ball. And the coach came over there and was like, you just have 80 more reps to go, just 70 more reps to go. And I literally started crying because I was like, this is never going to end. This is terrible. So that was definitely the worst, where I was like, I might leave before I finish this workout.
Nowadays, looking back, what would you change on what you did on that workout? What would you change?
Just my mentality, and not think, oh, well, that lady already finished. And because I got in my head so much, I was like, why are you so slow at this? You know, like I just and I did that a lot at the beginning. I had a really bad mentality in my workouts where I would be like, why are you not better? And it wasn't until maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago, that I adjusted my mindset, and it really helped my performance, where, you know, you shouldn't talk to yourself like that. You should be proud of putting in the effort that you can, and, you know, build yourself up, because your body listens to what your mind tells it.
Really? Exactly. And so you would say that the worst feeling is not the physical feeling, is the mental feeling.
Right. Yeah.
But it's what is going on your mind, not on your body.
Yeah, because
The pain goes.
yeah, it's over when the workout's over and you can lay down on the floor. Then the pain goes away. But when you're tearing yourself down like that sticks with you. So yeah, I would say the mentality, getting that in order, really makes a difference.
Of course. And did you start doing the mobility stuff outside of the gym?
Well, yeah, so because I do train almost every day, the mobility, stretching and stuff like that really helps with the soreness. And so, it helps you to be able to go back the next day when you're maintaining your flexibility and keeping your muscles, mobile.
Nice. And it's something that you keep doing daily, or did you now that you are more athletic, did you feel that you don't need that much mobility or daily routine?
I definitely need to do it every day, but sometimes I don't make time for that. That is something that I need to be more conscientious about. Maybe wake up in the morning and do it, but I haven't really made time for that so much lately.
And when was the first time that you felt that I really love this, I want to compete at CrossFit?
Okay, so I think it was definitely over a year of training where I thought maybe I can do this little competition and compete in the scaled division just to see where I fall, because when you're in a gym, you're competing against the same people every day. If you're competitive, not everybody is there to compete, but I was. So I was like, I wonder how I'll stack up against people from other gyms. So I did this little competition called Festivus, and they say it's Festivus for the rest of us, the people who are not fire breathers. And I competed in that.
Scales.
Yeah, as scaled. And so it was a little unorganized. They told me I had made the finals WOD, and so I had competed in the finals WOD with the top 5 people in my division. And after the workout, they said, well, we made a mistake. You weren't supposed to be in it. But besides that, after I felt like the competition and competing helped me grow as an athlete. Like when I came back to the gym the following Monday, I felt like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just felt like I had leveled up, kind of
more secure, more secure of yourself. No.
Yeah, maybe so. And so then I was like, when's the next competition? And so then my training got more intentional because I loved competing, and then I wanted to do better at the next one.
What do you prefer? Compete by yourself or as a team?
I definitely love competing as a team. As a matter of fact, the competitions that I've placed in or have won have all been team competitions. I've never won as an individual.
Amazing, nice. And where what is your or what do you feel that is your weakness as an athlete, a competitive athlete?
As far as movements go, anything strict is my weakness. So like strict pull-ups, I can do them, just not very efficiently. I can't do a strict handstand push-up. I can't, basically any strict movement is my weakness.
Nice. Very good. Not on the, you don't separate like gymnastic from the weightlifting of the competition.
So I like to think that I'm well-rounded enough in those categories that I can't say right now I have a a best or worse. Like, I feel like I'm just kind of okay at all of them.
Nice, nice. And when did you thought that it was the time? Well, let's not be only school teacher. Let's be as well CrossFit coach. Different kind
I
of teaching.
Right. So, um, my best friend used to be my coach. And so when I met her, before we were friends, I looked up to her. And she had been doing CrossFit longer, obviously, when I met her, because she was the coach. And I just, I was like, wow, she's helped me a lot. And it would be nice to help others like that too. And, it's the same as being a teacher. You want to help people. And I definitely love CrossFit more than I love the English language. So if I can help people do CrossFit, that just sounds like a dream, right? So it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, but I just recently got to accomplish.
Nice, nice, amazing. Do your students notice your physical changes or your mentality related, fitness related, and do they ask you stuff about CrossFit?
Sometimes, depending on what I'm wearing, the students will be like, "Miss, you're jacked," and they'll, they want me to flex, and I'm like, "Thanks." And so I do talk to them about CrossFit because a lot of kids are not in sports and they want to do something physical, but they're kind of like how I was. They don't know how to exercise. So I try to talk to them about CrossFit. And I do brag a little bit. I'm like, oh, hey, I won the workout yesterday, or, I placed in the top 20% of women in the world. No big deal. Like, my teacher did that. So yeah, we talk about it sometimes. What's really fun though is when I have athletes in the classroom and they're like, oh, I can do more push-ups than you. Or I'm like, can you do a pistol squat, a one-legged squat? And they're like, yeah, I can do that. And then they fall. And I'm like, no, here's how you do it.
Great, great. Earning points.
Yep.
This is a question that I usually do especially to the ladies. Is like, do you feel, or have you ever felt that someone like look at you and, oh, you are too muscular, or you are starting looking like a man? It's unfortunately something that's still, at least here in Portugal, it still happens, and there is a lot of criticism to women that work out a lot, and they that kind of comparison. Oh, you are looking like a man. Is ridiculous. So what is your thought on that?
So even sometimes when I see certain pictures of myself, I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't realize I looked that muscular. Not to say that I'm unhappy with it, but it is different than how I used to be. And like I said earlier, when I was younger, I was taught that women should be skinny. And part of falling in love with CrossFit was being proud of what my body can do more than what it looked like. And I'm happy with what it looks like, but I'm even more happy with what I can do. And so, the way I look is just kind of a bonus, I guess, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. Like, not everybody is into that, and that's fine. But personally, if somebody feels that I don't look good because I have muscles, then, that's their preference, but that's not everybody's preference. So exactly. I guess they can go somewhere else.
Amazing. So the correct train of thought. Usually I say that people that do CrossFit, they don't they at least most of them, they don't work out to look that way. The look is a consequence of the workout that they do. So it's something that is natural, and of course, that everyone wants to look good. If you feel good muscular, you are good. If you don't feel good, go do other sports, go running or something
Yep.
like that.
Do what makes you happy.
Exactly. Do what makes you happy. And as a previous runner, what are your thoughts now that you do CrossFit on running?
Okay, so I did go through a phase. I say I went through a phase. I still don't really love running, but I got better at it. So it's something that, they say train your weaknesses. And so like I said earlier, when I started CrossFit, I couldn't even run 400 meters without having to walk. And so I started running more and worked on what I was not good at so that I could get better at it. And so, like I said, it's not that I love it, but I'm better at it.
Nice. Amazing. Do you enter every year on the CrossFit Open?
Yes.
For how long do you do CrossFit? You do CrossFit?
It's been 5 years.
Nice. It's a lot. Very good. And
A long time.
all of those 5 years, CrossFit Open every year?
Every year.
What was your best ranking?
This last year, I don't remember the number, but I was in the top 20% of 19 to 34-year-olds. And I'm 34 right now, so this is my last year to compete in that age group before I compete as a master's.
Nice.
So I'm happy that I did so well my last year in that age group.
Nice. And you will be even better when you, because you are going to start now as a master athlete, and you will be competing with people that are already master athletes, so you will have some advantage over them, and you will be better, even better for sure.
I thought that, but then I watched the CrossFit Games last week and I saw China Cho and I was like, I don't think I can compete against
China and what's her name? Samantha Briggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's competing as a master athlete as well, so you will have a very good competition.
Right.
So I think that this was the first year of China Shaw as a master athlete.
Maybe.
I think so.
You're right.
Yeah, because previously she was competing on the Froning team, Mayhem. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm not sure, but I think so. At least I don't remember to see her there last year, and she's doing great. I think. How do you feel as a CrossFit coach and as a school teacher? What do you enjoy more? This might be a hard question to do.
No, that's an easy question to answer. I love coaching CrossFit more than teaching.
So, and do you feel that is easier to teach CrossFit?
I don't know if you could compare them in that way, just because one's more intellectual and one's more physical.
Yeah, it's different. So someone that is on a CrossFit gym, they have the same objective as yourself, and a student is there because he must be there. So
right,
it's a different thing.
Right. And usually working with adults instead of teenagers.
Oh yeah.
There are some teenagers at the gym that I coach, but yeah.
Nice. And what are your next steps or your objectives for the next times?
Okay, so I have my L1 certificate. I would love to get my L2. I'm not quite sure what the difference is besides just being the next level up. I don't know what they would focus on more for that certificate. I've also thought about doing the special certification for like gymnastics. But there's so many options, and really, I just want to do all of them. I'm having a hard time deciding what to do next.
Yeah, I think that's I'm not CrossFit coach, and I don't have the level 1 yet. And but the way that I see the level 1, level 2, and everything else is that they open up a little bit of the Pandora's box, and they change your mindset as as the first time that you enter on the CrossFit gym, and if you have the right coach, the right people there, you will feel that this will change my life. And
Right.
change yours.
And if somebody's walking through the door of a gym, I feel like they've made the biggest step necessary to start their journey, because a lot of people won't start CrossFit because they'll say, I can never do that, or I want to lose weight before I start CrossFit. I'm like, no, you can start CrossFit to lose weight. Like, you start now. And, just because you can't do a pull-up doesn't mean you can't do a ring. And so I just wish that people who are hesitant to even walk through the door, if they just knew that they can do something, they just got to get there. We got to get them there.
It's before I tried CrossFit, I had a friend of mine that was already doing CrossFit and competing, and the only thing that he talked about every day, all day, it was CrossFit. And at the beginning, oh no, I had enough of hearing about CrossFit, but I don't want to try this. This seems like crazy people. Until CrossFit gym opened near my place, and I went there for the first time, and I really fell in love with the CrossFit. I went to a morning class, not at 7 a.m. It was at 9 a.m. Because I was on holidays, and it was before Christmas. It was like 21 or 20, 22, December 21 or 22. And then immediately after I did my first class, I want to make a subscription. I want to come here every day. And I went at the beginning. I was one of the 7 a.m. members. I was going every day, well, not every day, from Monday to Friday, and it was amazing. I really felt the difference. Actually, I started this podcast because of CrossFit.
Yeah.
It was like combining two passions: to talk with people, and to talk about CrossFit.
Right.
So
yeah, that's a good idea. A lot of my friends outside of the gym, I try to tell them, like, I'm not going to talk about CrossFit today. And then it never fails. The conversation always goes there. And I'm like, oops, I'm doing it. I'm sorry.
it's natural.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, because it's something that you really love, and you want to share the love, and you want that everyone do the same that you are doing. So and if people look at you, and if they notice the difference, the changes, not only the physical, the mentality, and they will have to try at least once to say that they don't like it or they love it, or you
Right.
love it or you hate it.
Yeah. And maybe it's not for everybody, but like you said, if you love it and it makes you happy and you want people you care about to be happy, you just want to share that with them.
Of course. Brandy, I will not take any longer of your time. I just want to say thank you for participating, and if you want to leave a last message to our followers.
Okay. I would say if you have a goal, then just focus on that goal, keep working on it. It might take you 5 years, it might take you 20 years, but if it's something you truly want, you just have to work on it, and you'll reach your goal.
Thank you, Brandy. love to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.